Hi, Assalamualaikum, and a very good day to everyone, and especially our lecturer, Dr. Zarina binti Abdul Munir. My name is Muhammad Ihsan Hisham bin Abdullah. I'm a group representative from Group 3 uh, from class NBMSF6A. And today we would like to present our group reflection report for MGT340 Human Resource Management. Our presentation will focus on our experience throughout the assignment, particularly in terms of leadership, teamwork, challenges, problem solving, and the lessons we gain from completing this project. So, without further delay, let's begin with our project overview. So, for this assignment, our group was required to identify and analyze human resource management issues at IIUM, or the International Islamic University Malaysia. So, the main purpose of this reflection was not only to complete the academic requirements, but also to reflect on how we work together as a team. We applied the HRM theories that we learned in class and combined them with practical insights obtained through an interview with an HR representative. Throughout the project, we developed several important skills, including research, communications, teamwork, adaptability, decision making, and shared accountability. One important experience we faced was that our initial plan for gathering information could not be carried out as expected. Because of this, we had to adapt our approach and find alternative ways to move forward. This showed us that completing an assignment is not only about academic knowledge, it also requires good teamwork, planning, and the ability to solve problems when things do not go according to plan. Next, we would like to discuss our leadership experience. One of the main things we learned was that leadership does not necessarily have to come from one person. In our group, leadership was shared according to the situation and the responsibilities involved. For example, Ihsan, which is me, coordinated the IIUM interview, prepared the interview questions, and made sure that the responses were properly recorded. Fitri and Izzuddin play an important role in guiding the structure of the report and assigning different sections, including the background, findings, and conclusions. Meanwhile, Azri and Firdaus help to manage workload conflicts by introducing a rotation system for editing and proofreading. So throughout this approach, we realized that distributed leadership can help a group work more effectively. Instead of depending entirely on one leader, every member was able to take responsibility and contribute to decision making and problem solving. This helped us stay focused and complete the assignment within the deadline. Now let's moving on to teamwork. Teamwork was one of the most important factors in completing our assignment. Each member was given different sections and responsibility, which allowed us to divide the workload and work more efficiently. Our report covers several HRM topics, including recruitment, workload, training, performance appraisals, and communications. To communicate and coordinate our work, we mainly use WhatsApp for discussions and quick updates. We also use Google Docs because it allows all members to edit the document in real time, provide comments, and maintain consistent formatting. Apart from completing our individual sections, we also help one another by explaining HRM theories and reviewing each other's work. This experience taught us that teamwork is not simply about dividing the work, it is also about supporting each other and making sure that the final product represents the contributions of the whole group. And of course, our project was not without challenges. The first major challenge was HR cooperation. Some of our initial HR contacts were unable to provide information because of confidentiality and conflict of interest concerns. We also experienced difficulties with interviewing scheduling. The IIUMHR representative had limited availability and the distance created additional logistical challenges. Another issue was our different class schedules. Since every member had different timetables, finding a suitable time for everyone to meet was sometimes difficult. We also experienced some communication gaps. There were situations where instructions were misunderstood, resulting in duplicated or incomplete work. Finally, we noticed that the workload was not always equal. The findings and discussion sections required significantly more research and writing compared with some other sections. These challenges tested our ability to communicate, adapt, and work together as a team. So, to overcome these challenges, we focus on three main things: planning, communication, and flexibility. First, we created a timeline to balance the workload and monitor our progress. This helped us understand what needed to be completed and when. Second, we used shared online documents to reduce communication problems and avoid different versions of the same document. Third, we introduced a rotation system for drafting, editing, and proofreading. This allowed the workload to be distributed more fairly among members. We also conducted weekly check-ins. These meetings gave us an opportunity to update each others, discuss problems, and solve issues before they became bigger. For the interview, we were also flexible by considering online arrangement when time and distance became barriers. As a result, we were able to improve our efficiency, reduce stress, and create a fairer working environment within the group. So from this project, we gained several important lessons. The first lesson is communication. We learned that clear instructions, regular updates, and active listening are important to prevent misunderstandings. The second lesson is shared leadership. We realized that leadership can be situational and distributed. Every member can take initiative when necessary. Third is fair workload distribution. When responsibilities are balanced, it reduces stress, improves morale, and creates better harmony within the group. Finally, we learn how to connect theory with practice. Concepts such as workload, performance appraisal, and communication are not simply topics in our MGT340 lectures. We actually experience these concepts through our own group dynamics. In other words, this assignment allowed us to see how HRM principles can be applied even in a small team like our own. In conclusion, this assignment strengthened our understanding of human resource management as well as our ability to work in a real team environment. The challenges we experienced tested our resilience, adaptability, and problem solving skills. We also learned that effective communication, shared responsibility, and flexibility are essential when working towards a common goal. Most importantly, we realize that HRM principles are not just theories that we learn in the classroom. They can directly influence how people communicate, cooperate, handle workloads, and behave within an organization. The experience we gain from this assignment will be useful in our future professional environments, especially when we are required to work in teams, take leadership roles, and deal with workplace challenges. Overall, although we faced several difficulties, the experience helped us grow both academically and personally as future business professionals. All right, everyone. So that concludes our presentations. So I would like to say thank you to Dr. Zarina for the guidance given throughout this assignment. And thank you, everyone, for your attentions. All right. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.